Alright, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to round 1, stage 2 of the Zwift Racing League. Today we're going over the first points race of the season on fine and sandy. And you know what, guys? I'm going to be the bigger man here. I'm not going to talk about WTRL. I'm not going to talk any smack about what happened. I'm not going to bash them that they haven't had the point structure up until today, a day after the team time trial. I'm not going to bash them for people not getting race passes for their races that they woke up for 5 a.m. for. I'm not going to bash them on not knowing how to put a results page together. You know why? Because they have added a game to the website. There is a treasure hunt game on the WTRL site. But I can't see my results for my for fun race yesterday. Let's start the intro. Am I mad? Am I a little salty? Yeah, I am. But so are other people, so you get it. Anyways, we're going to move past that. Points race, fine and sandy. Let's talk about it. A's and B's, you're going to have 4, not 2 laps. You're going to have 4 laps if you're an A or B. For C's and D's, you only got 3. Now this route is relatively flat with 2 small climbs. None of them are categorized, so no KOM points on this first points race of the year. Only sprint points. Now for these sprint points, we're going to be talking about power-ups. First of all, there's a 25% chance you're going to be getting the good old steamroller and a 75% chance for the aero boost. Now with this little screen that I popped up on the screen, this is where your power-ups will be awarded, and good luck, because I kind of want the steamroller for some of these parts of the race. Now like I said, this is our first points race of the season, and I wanted to wait until they officially brought out the point structure for this Recon, because points have changed, points are important, and there are a lot of points up for grabs for your team. Now the first point structure that we're going to be talking about is going to be FAL, first across the line. Now these will be awarded at each and every sprint segment during this race. The A's and B's are going to be having all 4 laps. The C's and D's, it's only going to be those 3 laps that you're racing, but every segment counts. The first across the line is going to be awarded to every single person that's in your race, and it's going to be just like finishing points, where if there's 70 people in your race and you get first across the line, it's going to be 70 points for you. Now your team can quickly add points up based on how they finish across each segment. Now FAL is every segment for every lap. So technically you could get 70 points 2 times for both sprints for the entire race. So if you're doing 3 times 2, that's 6. That's 6 times 70 technically you could get for FAL points. Now FTS points, the fastest through the segment, is going to be awarded each lap. FTS points have changed a little bit since the last time we've raced. Now for this, there's only going to be 5 total point scorers for the fastest through the segment through the whole race. Now stay with me here, it's a little bit confusing. The first 5 riders, so 10, 8, 6, and 2 points are going to be awarded to 5 riders throughout the whole race on a single segment. So we go through the boardwalk sprint 3 times for C's and D's, 14 times for A's and B's. You're going to have 4 or 3 chances to get the fastest possible time on that certain sprint. So technically, you could score the 10 points, the 8 points, the 6 points if you're the fastest one through the segment each time you go through that segment. It's confusing, but if you got me, you got me. Now the next way and final 2 ways to get points are going to be the finish line points, which is going to stay the exact same depending on how many riders are in your race. You will be getting points based on your finishing point. If there's 70 people, you finish first, you're going to get 70 big old points. If you finish last in a 70-person race, you're going to be getting 1 point. Now there's also going to be the podium bonus points. That's going to be the same thing as the FTS point structure. Starts with 10, ends with 2 for the top 5 riders who get on that 5-step podium. Overall, the S-Works Tarmac SL8 is going to be the bike of choice, but don't get it twisted. The Tron is going to be a very dangerous option for some folks. Now, for the ones that know, the Tron has been switched from an all-arounder to one of the fastest frames on Zwift on the flat routes. Now you might be asking me, well, there's some climbs that are pretty important throughout this race. Why do I want a fast bike? Well, the big FAL points. You got to remember, there's so many available for you. You want a fast frame. You want to be aero. You want to be fast for those sprint points. And honestly, I think it's more worth your while to be getting FAL points than it is for finishing points or fastest through the segments. Now for wheel choice, I personally really like the 8.9s, but there's a lot of people that could go the DT Swiss wheels because those are going to be aero, they're going to be fast. So there's a chance people rock those for those sprint points. Just depends on what you want to do for the endings and the climbs. If you struggle on climbing, go lighter wheels. If you feel like climbing is fine with you, get those DT Swiss wheels on and we are going to rip to the Recon. Now, as we load in for the Recon ride, I want to note that this first climb is going to be difficult. It starts off at 1.2 kilometers into the race, so make sure you get a very good warm-up because this is where your race most likely will be decided for at least 15% of you. Now, once you get to the top, it's 1.9 kilometers in, and you are going to have a 1.4 kilometers to the sprint point banner. So you need to make sure you get up and over that hill with that group, settle in, relax your legs, get your breath back, heart rate down, and go all out for those FAL points. If you're on the weaker side of the riders in your division, then you need to go now. Get those FAL points and really push the pace. People are going to chase you, yes. You might not get the FTS points, but FAL is huge this season. So try to nab at least 70 points. Now at this point, after the first sprint point, we are going to definitely slow down. It's not going to go as hard. People are going to be gathering themselves, trying to get into groups. If you've been dropped at this point during the first sprint, don't worry. Keep the power down a little bit. That front group, that front peloton, breakaway, whatever you want to call it, is going to slow down. You're going to be able to catch up, I promise. You have 3.3 kilometers before the next sprint point ends, so you're going to have time. Now I'm going to say that this second sprint point, there's going to be some people trying to break off from the group around the 6.1 kilometer mark. There's going to be a small hill, 3% if that, and it's going to slow up people that aren't expecting it. Putting some power down, going for the FAL points. The tempo's already going to be high. Why not shoot out and grab those FAL points with that little hill? Like I said, most of these sprint points are going to be very, very fast and very tough. At this point, you got to recover right after, and then you have another climb very shortly after. So good luck with this one. And, well, that's basically the route after the last climb. I'm going to be talking about my 2 finishing points in this race. The first one is going to be a hard breakaway. Now my tip to you guys that want to go for this breakaway, it's going to be starting on the final climb, right on the bottom of it. You're going to want to gun it up that hill, and you don't want to stop at the top. Catch a little bit of your breath after you start the descent. Now depending on if you have the aero boost or the steamroller can definitely be used on the climb, but it's going to tell people immediately what your plan is. But the tough part about it is that it's about 2 kilometers till the end. Are people going to be able to stick with you that long? I don't know. We'll have to see. But anyways, if you have the draft boost, you're going to want to wait till the end of the race to use it to make sure you can put out a final hardcore sprint. Now, a big tip for this sprint is the ending. Now, about 100 meters from the final part of this race, the final 100 meters, there is going to be a quick hill up to the finish. Now, it's nothing crazy, but I need you to know, if you put your sprint out a little too early and you don't have enough to climb the last few meters, you might lose onto some podium bonus points if you're near the front, or you just might be out to some points depending on where you finish. So keep that in mind for your final sprint. Don't go too early. Now, personally, I don't even like a sprint in this race. For the ending, I'm going to try and break away no matter what, if it's going to be on the hill. But if I have the aero boost, my plan is simple. The second that I see that little incline on the top right side of my screen, I'm going to be gunning it up that little hill. It's going to go down into a negative 5% decline very quickly. I'm going to drop that aero boost and I'm going to catch some speed. I'm going to hit a hard sprint, get that speed way, way, way up towards the end of this race and ride into the sunset, hopefully for a nice little victory for myself and for Z-Sun. So I think that's going to be it, ladies and gentlemen, for the points race, round 1, stage 2 of the Zwift Racing League. This was fine and sandy. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Helps me out, and we're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers in the next month by October 19th, my birthday. Let's go. Anyways, the Recon, the whole ride is going to be right after this, so thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.